Welcome to Vintage Variety. Come along with me today. We're going to take a very quick tour through this antique store, and at the end I'm going to show you some of the great vintage jewelry items that I managed to find. So I decided to do a quick look through this antique store, and they have a really great selection of items. Lots of vintage. I see some MCM. I also have noticed that they have some fine jewelry items and some newer items. That's a beautiful cameo brooch. I see two pieces there that look like they might be Sarah Coventry. Over here they have a selection of brooches for $5 each. That's a pretty good buy, but I don't really see anything that I want to spend money on yet. I am going to show you guys a quick glance through the cases, let you see what all I'm looking at today. And I'm also going to check out a couple of the booths that I saw that had items that weren't in cases. So hopefully I will find a few good deals in this shop before I leave. They also have some more modern looking rings here. It's kind of a mixture of items. That's a beautiful brooch. Some more rings. Some of these items are fine jewelry items. I noticed there was a pair of earrings that were marked 14K. This is a really pretty selection of brooches down here on the bottom. So you can see it's kind of a mix of items, and that's what I run into when I shop my local antique stores. They're not usually really fine European antiques because there's not a large selection of those in my area. However, they do have some really nice vintage items and some signed items that are quite collectible. All of these items are either silver or silver plate. And this is a really cute booth. I love the mirror. Isn't that beautiful? Kind of has that Baroque look to it. I like the way this booth is set up. This is pretty neat. This is an inkwell. Very Art Nouveau. And last of all, there's these, and they have a huge price tag on them, but I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Not that I would have any use for these, but I did want to get them in the video because I thought they looked really cool. That does it for this antique store. I'm going to look around a little more, and I'll show you guys what I ended up purchasing here today at the end of the content. As I mentioned in the video, I wasn't planning to purchase from the cases because I didn't really see anything in those cases that were in my price range or that caught my eye. So what I did was I did a quick browse through some of the booths, and I did find some really great items. When I go into antique stores, I always keep an eye out for booths that have items marked down. A lot of times they're trying to clear out items that aren't selling, or they're going out of business, so you can find some really good deals that way. I also look for booths that have items in baskets or bins, because a lot of times those items are just tossed in there. They don't give it much thought, and you can find some really good deals. And that's what I did today. I found a few items that were in a basket, and they were marked at really good prices. And then I found one booth that was going out of business, I assume, and they had their items marked 75% off. So let's get started, and let me show you the great items that I managed to find in this antique store today. I'm going to start off by showing you guys this beautiful brooch. I love the look of this. It has the filigree work, and then these stones that are set into it, these are the AB type rhinestones. So they really catch the light. They have a really pretty shimmer. This one is probably from somewhere around maybe the 1950s, a little bit later. But it has that check look to it. And I thought this was a really great find. I found this in a booth just laying in a little basket. They had a really reasonable price on it. And you know what? They probably didn't even realize it, but this brooch is actually marked. This is a Western Germany piece, and I'll zoom in and show you guys the marking on the pin. It's very faint, not really noticeable unless you are a collector and you're used to looking on the pins. Usually I'll just run my nail across the back of the pin, and if it catches, I know that there's something engraved there. So that's a really good tip for when you're looking for pieces that may or may not be signed and you don't see a mark anywhere. Always check the pin, and if your eyesight isn't too great like mine, just try rubbing your nail across the pin and see if you feel a texture, because a lot of times when you feel that, that is where it's been engraved into the pin or scratched out into the pin. So this was a really good find, well worth what I paid for it. And I'm going to zoom in for you guys, and you can see right here on the pin, I believe that says made in Germany. I still have to look at it through the loop, but you can make out the Germany part of it. So just a little tip I wanted to share with you guys. When you're looking for pieces, always check the pin. The next piece that I'm going to show you, I was really excited about finding. This is probably one of the best pieces that I've found probably in the past year. This was in the 75% off booth, and this is a beautiful Juliana bracelet. It's in perfect condition, no chipped or missing stones. It still has the safety chain on it. When I first spotted this, I thought that can't be a Juliana. I looked at the back, and sure enough, it is. And I'm not sure what was going on with that booth, if they were just trying to clear everything out. There wasn't a lot left in it, just a few odds and ends and a few pieces of jewelry, most of which I bought. When I got to the front, I couldn't believe that I was getting such a good deal on this bracelet. I asked the lady at the front where the cash register was, "Are you sure this is the right price? And it's 75% off." I know I asked her 2 or 3 times until finally she said, "Well, do you want me to charge you more?" And I said no, because usually when I run across these pieces, the seller knows what it is and they have a pretty hefty price on them because they're really collectible. And the thing about Juliana jewelry, as most of you already know, those pieces aren't signed. You really have to do your homework on it and learn how to identify them. So I have to say that I am thrilled to have gotten this piece and to have gotten it at a really good price. If you're interested in the price, I ended up only paying about $30 for this gorgeous bracelet. And for a piece of Juliana jewelry, that is a steal. I've seen earrings go for that amount, but never a bracelet, and never one as nice as this one. This second bracelet that I'm going to show you is this one, and this came from the same basket that the brooch was in. And I really liked the design of this. The stones in this are glass stones. It's very well made. It has these beautiful faux pearls. I did check this piece to see if it was signed, and I could not find a signature mark on it anywhere. It does have a fold-over clasp on it. It's also a very well-made piece, very weighty, so not your cheap run-of-the-mill stuff. So I thought this was a great find, just a really nice vintage bracelet. I thought this was a very interesting little bracelet. I love the look of it. It is more modern. It does have a fold-over clasp. We have 3 strands here. And the silver tone pieces on this, they have that Brighton vibe to it. Just the textured look of it reminds me of Brighton jewelry. It's not signed, and I do not believe this is Brighton. Maybe it's trying to look a little bit like a Brighton piece, but this is a very well-made piece of jewelry. All of the beads that you see on here, these red faux pearls, these are glass, and to me that just says it's better made. It's not made out of cheap materials. I like the way they have combined the red pearls with the white pearls on this piece, and I love all of the scroll look that's on the silver tone pieces. So I feel like out of all the pieces of jewelry that I bought today, 3 of the pieces were bracelets. So maybe it was just my lucky day to find some really beautiful bracelets. The last item that I picked up today, and this was also from the 75% off booth, I'm a little bit confused about, so I'm going to let you guys be the judge. I'm not sure if this is an actual necklace or maybe it's supposed to be a headband. When I went to check out, I did ask the lady at the cash register's opinion, and her opinion was that this was a beaded torque necklace. And that may be. It has some beautiful glass beads, just a different assortment of different types of glass beads on it. A couple of the beads on here, I believe, are wedding cake beads, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I did look this over really closely, and you can see on the ends don't come off of this. And that is why my first thought was maybe this is some kind of a headband. Either way, I think it's absolutely beautiful. You guys let me know in the comments, do you think that this is a torque or a beaded torque necklace, as I was told? Or do you guys think that maybe this is some kind of a headband? My only thought on that is if it were a headband, I don't really know if it would have all of these gorgeous glass beads on it. My guess is if it were a headband, it would probably have plastic beads. Either way, I thought this was really beautiful, and I decided to go ahead and pick it up. It was a great price, 75% off. So not a bad haul today. I think that I found some really good items, some very interesting items. The Juliana bracelet and the Germany brooch were, out of everything, I feel like the best score that I got at this antique store. You guys leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And also, which piece out of all the pieces I purchased today are your favorites? I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to share these items with me. If you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on more content about collecting vintage and antique items. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.